Do you know what Yu-Gi-Oh is?
Yeah.
The card game.
Roughly.
The card game. It's like, you know
This
Pokemon.
is the story? I'm intrigued. I was not expecting it.
You know Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The card game. Did you ever play Pokemon or anything?
I played Pokemon.
Right. So like Pokemon players would look down on Yu-Gi-Oh card players. Like Yu-Gi-Oh was like bottom barrel. There's a hierarchy, right? Magic the Gathering was like obviously like the coolest card game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like Pokemon. And then Digimon, whoever the fuck played that.
Yeah.
But then at the very bottom, it was Yu-Gi-Oh. We were the scum of the card playing community. But that was my credential. I was the Northwest Regional Yu-Gi-Oh card playing champion, and I would practice every day, dude. I would take it so seriously. That was 8th grade. And then I went to high school, and it became...
How do you practice Yu-Gi-Oh?
So there's a local card shop called Sports Card Mint. And
in Shoreline?
In Bellevue. Every day after school, I get my mom to drop me off. She'd pick me up from school. She wouldn't take me home. She'd drop me off at Sports Card Mint, where a bunch of degenerates, like when you're at the competitive level, you're not playing against like kids. You're playing against like 40-year-old men who are into some weird shit. And I didn't know it at the time. I just thought these were like grown-ups, but no, they're like freaks, dude. There were characters. There was one guy named Sam, I forgot his last name, who was like every day he would be like, oh yeah, I got a dip. I'm going to go out on a date with a woman and like hook up with her. I got to go like hook up with these chicks, and closeted gay man the whole time. Like he was just like deep. And I had no idea. I was just like, wow, this guy loves women. But like found him on Facebook like years later.
There?
Like,
were you just like the ultimate competitor, or were you?
There were like 2 or 3 of us who were young and precocious Yu-Gi-Oh card players. So my friend Austin Coleman went on to be the national Yu-Gi-Oh card playing champion, flew out to Japan to represent the country, and made like, you think making it in comedy is hard? He's a professional Yu-Gi-Oh. He owns a card shop. He like gets interviewed for all these card magazines. He's like, anybody in that space knows who he is. Mm-hmm. So, and he was younger than me. So we would go to this card shop and we would play for hours and hours and hours. And then we would go to each other's houses for like sleepovers, and we just stay up into the night, just getting reps in, dude, practicing. It's like, play this, play this, play this, play this, try different styles. And then I would go home and I go on the internet, study tactics. So I got really good at it. But then I went into high school, and in middle school, it didn't matter. People just ignored you for it. But in high school, I started to get bullied for it. It like graduated to this thing that like warranted bullying. And I didn't really see the path that it was like, I didn't like the path that it was going down. Because the future was like literally the future, like those characters in the card shop. There's one guy with the greasiest hair, and lice lived in it. You could see them moving around. Ugh. Every time I saw him, there were like things moving in his hair, and it was so greased that you could see his scalp. And there's another man who was so fat that he stayed in the corner. So everybody like went around to duel people in different corners of the card shop.
He wouldn't move.
He wouldn't. You had to go to him because nobody saw him get up ever. I think he just like passed out there at night, and then you'd wake up and then you'd duel him and he'd never move. I think he's dead. I don't know.
It wouldn't be shocking.
Yeah.
If he is.
Yeah. And then it was me. My brother played a little bit, but he never got that deep into it. But Austin Coleman was really good. And then I had another guy in my posse, Jonathan Weigel, who's good. He's a DJ now. And Austin is a part-time actor. So it's interesting how these people who like got into card playing ended up doing these like creative pursuits.
I know several professional gamblers, like full-time players that play Yu-Gi-Oh. Like it's not these strategy games are not like it's a game which requires skill and like that. Like if you have a strategic mind, it's a play place.
And I got into Texas Hold'em for a minute, dude, online. I played online for a minute. So yeah, for whatever reason, I got into that world, but I quit. I swore cold turkey off of it in high school because I decided I don't know. I just wanted like an actual circle of friends who were like my age and who were like me, and I wanted like something else. I wanted women to talk to me. Mostly, I think I wanted women to talk to me, if I'm being honest. I was being, what age are you in high school? 13, 14. I just wanted it. But I had no hobbies, no skills, no sports. I was bad at school. I was not good at anything. So I decided that I was going to get jacked. Shredded, peeled, diced, caught up, baby. Okay? Osama bin lifting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So do you know how much I weighed? I weighed 111 pounds and I was 5'10". How tall are you?
5'11".
Yeah, 5'11". I was 5'11". And did I just say 5'10"?
Yeah.
I was 5'11". And I weighed 111 pounds. How much do you weigh?
190.
Yeah, I weighed 111 pounds. So
just
like half of you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was gross. I was the skinniest kid. So it's like, okay, how do I become a fucking bodybuilder? I mean, for context, 115 pounds, I Googled this, is the weight of the average female K-pop star. Korean girl.
Okay.
Tiny Asian lady. I weighed the exact same amount of her. If on her birthday, like her friends handed her too many balloons. I weighed exactly that same.
This story is about you becoming a bodybuilder.
It's my origin story, baby. All right, buckle up. All right. So I was like, how the fuck? I mean, do you want to know what the deeper stuff? It's not about me becoming a bodybuilder. It's the story of a young man coming into himself.
Okay.
Okay. It's the story of a friend of yours, a close friend of yours, becoming who he is today.
Yeah.
That's one way to frame it, right?
All right.
So, so it's like, how could I be a bodybuilder if I'm like this skinny? So I went to YouTube, and this is so ridiculous. Do you know who's okay? So I Googled like how to get jacked, and I clicked on the first YouTube video.
Who were you looking at?
I didn't know anything about this world, so I just like this was my introduction into like the world of bodybuilding. The first video was this guy named Ziz. You don't know Ziz? Very few people do, but it's part of a very niche subculture. There's this aesthetic movement that happened in the mid 2000s. I was a young man and I clicked on this video. I had no idea who he was, but he was jacked, shredded, dude, tan. He was shirts off. He was just talking directly to the camera. And I'm like, okay, he's going to tell me how to get jacked. So I play it. And he says, "Are you mad, cunt? You mad at me? I'm a shredded cunt. You mad, bro?" He's an Australian guy. I was like, did this guy just call me a cunt? I don't know. He called me a cunt. And later on, I learned that in Australia, it's like calling somebody cunt's like the equivalent in America of calling somebody a cunt, but they just like don't care over that. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is it this guy calling me a cunt? I'm like mad at him. He's like calling me a cunt, but I keep watching it like out of hate. He's like, "I can feel it, man. You're fucking mad. I can feel it in you. You're a mad cunt." I'm like, this guy's in my head. He knows I'm mad. And he goes, "Well, I got news for you, mate. You can be a sick cunt too. You can be a sick cunt, bro. You can be a fucking sick cunt, motherfucker." And he shows me before pictures of him. He's skinnier than I am in that state. And he's like a competitive World of Warcraft player. He's a gamer. His before picture. So I'm like, oh, this guy, that guy is this guy. And I was like, looking at who he is now, you'd never guess that he had that background. So I went from like hating this dude to I'll do anything he says. His name is Ziz, and you can like find him on YouTube. He like, that's his whole video. That's all his videos is just him going, you mad cunt. You mad, bro. You fucking mad. You mad. I'm shredded. You mad, bro. He's just trying to like piss people off, get attention. He got a lot of attention, millions of views, his videos, millions, tens of millions probably. But he died when he was 22. They found his body in a sauna in an LA Fitness in Thailand.
Sorry.
That's my idol, dude. What's funny about the man
sauna in LA? Like that's where he.
Yeah, dude, that's where the man I looked up to died.
What happened?
He was doing cocaine pre-workout. What?
The irony of him dying in the sauna at LA Fitness is out of control.
I don't see anything funny about it, dude. He was my friend, and he was a big influence.
He was not your friend. He called you a cunt. He
did, but it was a term of endearment. I didn't know that back then. I know it now. Rest in peace, Sid. We're all gonna make it, bro. He would say that. He would end all his videos. We're all gonna make it, bro.
This is the story you're gonna do for Risk?
I mean, I'm just saying shit right now. I don't know what I'm gonna like do. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I say cunt that many times in front of like a fucking risk audience. But he said it. I don't know. He said it.
I mean, I like the parallels between you and this guy, like both having that.
Yeah, it was a big deal to me. Yeah.
Well, I can tell.
I didn't tell you. We got cut off from this, but I told you about Greg Plitt, right? The fitness model, skydiver.
Mm-hmm.
He also died. He got run over by a train trying to outrun it for an energy drink commercial. So he It wasn't
that good of an energy drink.
No,
dude, I gotta crack a window. Hold on. Keep talking.
All right. Yeah, dude. He fucking shotgunned these energy drinks, and then he felt like a super dude. I mean, this guy's life was like perfect, dude. He was like on the cover of Men's Fitness and just like dating just like the hottest girl, and he was like, I could outrun a train. That's a fucking lesson in humility, dude. Don't get so big that you think you can outrun automobile.
Yeah.